There'd be 3,000 people in here tonight, all paying a lot of money to come and see a DJ. So the DJ's got to perform. It's no difference between going and seeing a band and going to see a DJ. And half the DJs now, you know, are out selling the smaller bands anyway.
I wouldn't say that DJ producers are becoming the new rock stars. I think DJ producers are on the same level as rock stars.
I think the first one of the Europeans was like Paul Oakenfold.
I mean, look, Oakenfold, you know, was one of the kind of first ones. You know, Sasha and Digweed were these sort of
Fatboy Slim.
Yeah, Fatboy Slim, and these were also guys that were still tucked away in a booth or up on this mezzanine where you couldn't even see them. Those were kind of some of the first quote-unquote rock star DJs.
I worked with Paul Oakenfold for 8 years. My old boss, Jerry Gerard, who comes from a rock touring world, looked at him and said, there's no difference with Paul Oakenfold than there is to a rock band.
This current era of dance music wouldn't have been able to grow in the way that it has without blogs, without Beatport, without promoters being able to have, you know, multi-million person email lists, like the kind of old way of doing stuff where things were a little bit more of a treasure hunt doesn't exist, but that's fine.
The internet just simply made the world a smaller place.
A little thing called Napster changed the music industry, but really the record industry. People suddenly had access to individual tracks that were previously unavailable to buy anywhere.
Because of technology and it becoming more popular, more people know the music. Whereas in the old days, a DJ would come and play stuff, you're like, what is this?
Computers, internet made everybody able to make a playlist. So if you could get on your iPhone and make a playlist of songs, you're a DJ.
These days it's like, you know, the internet is everything as far as finding music, and I think that's allowed electronic music to find a home with a lot of people.
New York has a reputation for breaking new styles of dance music and always looking for the newest thing. LCD sound system and the whole explosion of DFA was really important in reinvigorating rock kids' interest in dance music.
In New York, it felt like all of a sudden indie rockers like dance music.
One of the centers of that scene was this little place in East Village called Plant Bar. James Murphy was DJing there. Luke from The Rapture was one of the bartenders. It became this place where people would gather to hear kind of weird mixes. Disco, a lot of house, but they'd also play a lot of more left field indie rock, as long as it had a dance beat.
I think there was a movement on all sorts of levels and things that were, you know, a bit more weird and underground, and things that were a bit more like tasteful and out there. But yeah, there was kind of that little movement, and I think that definitely had an impact on lots of other music.
Diplo came up out of Philadelphia. He was largely supported by this community that he originated called the Hollertronic scene. There was a message board that people would post about parties and share track information and where they could find different records. And this was the basis and the foundation for Diplo's career. He hooked up with Maya, M-I-A, and they made a record that caught everyone off guard because it was filled with these unique sounds and filled with hooks.
You either get the really controlled, corporate, money-driven side, and then you get the raw side. That's with everything in life.
The Ed Banger people started becoming larger-than-life celebrities because you would see them on the internet and on MySpace. DJs started becoming celebrities, and celebrities started becoming DJs.
You had DJs like Steve Aoki and A-Track and Mark Ronson and Them Jeans playing for crowds of what were then newly called hipsters and suddenly became celebutants. The thing that everyone remembers about Coachella 2006 was Daft Punk. It changed dance music in America forever.
Daft Punk arrived and they did that pyramid, and that was like the whole world saw that thing and was like, we have to do this.
For the first time, people were seeing electronic music in a way they had never experienced it before.
Certain people like Daft Punk or Chemical Brothers or Underworld have done electronic shows, but they've done it with real drama.
My music is crossing over now, and I'm blessed with a lot of success, and I love it. But I don't
forget where I'm coming from.
I remember everyone in the dance music industry tuning into the show, So You Think You Could Dance, to watch David Guetta perform When Love Takes Over live, right? To play it on the show. And we were all so proud and excited. We're like, oh my God, dance music made it on television. This is so cool. And then kind of the world changed.
I think it's great that people pay attention to what the DJ's doing and they're the focal point of the concert.
Perhaps in the beginning anyway, America needed these kind of caricatures to attach to an ascendant genre of music as it was kind of becoming part of the mainstream.
Millions of dollars of screens and like gigantic sub-bass speaker stacks, you know? Like it's something that's different than just going to see a bunch of dudes rock out.
The music today has progressed where you have really talented people, musicians that are just making it through electronic, which I think has elevated our game as well.